All right, Harmony.
Hi.
Harmony, how are you?
I'm good.
So, Harmony, tell me what has been going on in your life. You've had a crazy life for you're now 14 years old, right?
Yeah, it's been a real story.
Tell me what's going on.
So lately, I have been back in LA, but I've stopped everything that I was doing before.
So you're back in LA for what reason? Because last time we did that interview with your mom, you ended up going back to Kansas City with her.
Yeah, I'm back out here because I'm going through a lot of stuff with the system and stuff like that.
Right?
The legal system. So I'm back out here, but I prefer to be at home. But
you want to be home with your family and
yeah,
mom?
But what they're doing, it's hard for me to do to just, get back out there and just, I can't keep going back and forth. So
you go back to your family, but you end up getting pulled back to Los Angeles because of...
Because they don't want me with my mom. And it's no reason they should not want me with my mom.
So there was no abuse in your childhood? There was no... Your dad was a good father? And your mom she was busy working a lot when she was younger, but now she's at home with your sister.
I'm starting to do better with being around her kids. And
you have a good relationship with your mom?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with her. It can be better, but I have a good relationship with her as far as us and love and loyalty. But that was one of the main reasons why I was out there, even on the streets before, because I was, a person that don't know nothing or do know, but don't know a lot or don't get attention or stuff like that, or don't get the love that they need at the time, gonna seek somewhere else for other stuff like that. And
why do you think you ran away in the first place?
Because the whole reason was because my mom wasn't giving me no attention, and
because she was busy working.
She was busy working, or busy doing what
she traveled for work.
Yeah, and even when we moved out here, she had a boyfriend or whatever, so it was a lot going on.
So you're living in LA, you ran away at one point?
Yeah, I had left because...
Did you run away or you just didn't come home one night?
I ran. I left.
You did?
I didn't come back.
And then somehow you got mixed up into prostitution. How did that happen?
I had a friend and she was a hoe, and at the time I didn't know how to do what or what to do what. Like, I didn't even know about all this prostitution. I didn't even know about none of this. Mind you, I'm a Kansas girl.
I'm 13 years old.
Yeah, I don't know about none of this, but I had got on the blade on Fig. I just knew it was called Fig, or I didn't know a lot at all. But I had went, and I was so confused because, all these people yelling at me and stuff. I'm confused, like,
Had you had sex before? You were 13 years old.
Yeah, I already lost my virginity. That's when I lost my virginity is when I started messing up more and started wanting to see more life, or just started leaving, running because of what's going on at home. But other than that, there was no reason for me to really leave or do any of that stuff. It's just the only reason I was doing any prostitution or doing anything like that out here, because where else am I gonna go? Who's gonna take care of me? Who's gonna make sure I'm stable? Because I've never had a stable home. Like, so when somebody offers me stability or put a lot of stuff in my head, it's just like I'm gonna take it, because I ain't never had nobody approach me like that. So when I started, I didn't know nothing, but my friend, she was more telling me how to do everything. And from there, I just started, and we was doing it together. But I don't know. Where's she at now?
And you were working with a pimp?
Yeah, at the time. At the time I was, but I don't, like I said, I don't know what happened to nobody no more. Like, I don't know where nobody went from me leaving back home. I don't know where everybody went from there, but.
And today, are you still working?
No, I'm pregnant now.
You're pregnant now?
Yeah.
How far along are you?
6 months.
6 months.
So July 23rd, I have my baby. But I ain't been outside working on the streets or nothing like that. Because I just feel like I'm brave enough, but like.
You're a very brave girl.
It's just I got a lot going on, and then I'm pregnant at that. I don't want to put my baby in nothing. Now, maybe if, I was older or something like that, and time came, but even then, I wouldn't know what is going to happen by the time I'm grown.
Well, what I find interesting about your story is you're only 14. You were 13 doing this, but now you're pregnant. Do you know the father of your child?
No. So before I had left, in the last video before I had left, before I had met up with my mom and everything, and we went back home, I had ended up getting raped by a person that I was with, and that person now is not alive. So to be honest, I'm just the mother and father to my child. I got my family, but as far as a fatherly type thing, I honestly didn't know my biological father, so I know it might be like, I don't want it to be like a generational curse, something like that, because I went through the same thing that my daughter might go through, or she might not. I'm trying to make it to where she not going through. Yeah, so other than that, though.
But what I find interesting about your story is, so now you're pregnant, and you're 14, and you're forced by the legal system to stay in Los Angeles, apart from your family, who seems like a good, loving family, in Wichita, Kansas, right? But you can't go there because, and you're a 14-year-old who doesn't really, how are you going to support your child? How are you going to?
Everybody be telling me, go home, you need to go home, and stuff like that. Don't you think I tried? Like, don't you think I've actually tried to go home? Like, go do what I gotta do? Like, nah. They gonna send me right back out here because it's a policy or whatever. I don't know, but I know I'm gonna be back home soon. I'm gonna be able to live my life with my baby, my family, and we're not gonna have to deal with none of this. The only reason
it would be better if Kansas is handling your case rather than Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, the only reason I'm not finna sit, but one thing I'm not gonna do is sit here and let them ruin my life, and I'm not gonna let this system ruin my life at all, because it's not like they're trying to keep me safe, because they're not. Because if you can,
Well, this is what I was about to say. Is what I find interesting about your story is you're 14 years old.
Yeah.
You're not 24 or 34. You're 14.
Yeah.
And you're pregnant with a child, and in 3 months you're going to have a baby.
Yep.
And you can't go home to your family where maybe you can get some more support.
Yep.
And it's
messed up, because even when I went out there, I was pregnant. When I went back out there by myself.
And it's not like you're doing drugs. You've never done drugs.
No. Maybe some back and forth. So
they brought you from Kansas City, where you were with your family. They had you fly back to LA.
Yeah.
And where have you been staying while you've been in LA?
With my friends, or mostly with friends.
When you're 14, I'm surprised they just
well, her mom is there, so her mom, she knows what's going on. She know me, and it's not like I'm lying or nothing, but I just been with my best friend, most likely. We go places, we have fun, she makes sure I'm straight. If anything, she makes sure I'm straight. She's not gonna leave me out on the street, because I don't have, nobody out here. My family is That's what I'm saying. So if I was ever even doing any prostitution or anything like that, that's because what else am I supposed to do? Like, you know, and I'm not gonna let this system put stuff in my head and fail me because they wanna have this policy and this and that when y'all don't even care. Y'all honestly don't. Y'all don't.
And your mom seems, be a stable household for you.
Yeah, my mom has a whole house now. I have my own apartment out there right now.
So you have an apartment back there?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be staying with your mom?
I've always had to act older than my age, like I said.
Yeah,
so my mom tends to understand.
14-year-old.
She tends to understand that now. So as far as me getting an apartment and stuff, I'm gonna get that. Have my baby. I'm gonna be by myself because I like being by myself. Like I don't like being around everybody, like at all. But
you're an extraordinary 14-year-old. Yeah. I've never met another 14-year-old quite like you.
Yeah, I be having a lot going on through my head. Yeah, people think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy though.
You're not crazy, but you're very courageous. And you're very bold. You make very bold moves.
And
you're not timid.
Nobody gonna like ever stop me from what I'm doing, if I want to say that, like, unless it's something that's really bad. Like, but as far as me like being myself, you can't like stop me from being myself.
What are your goals for your life?
Have
you finished high school?
No.
How far did you go in school?
Since all this stuff, Corona been going on, I ain't even been back at school. But when I ran out here is around right after school got out, which was because of Corona.
Yeah, but how many years do you have left of high school? 4?
Yeah, at least 4. Yeah.
That's doable.
Yeah. So.
What are your thoughts now on your crazy experience of working Figueroa Street as a 13-year-old?
I just feel like, to be honest, it wasn't really me wanting to do it. Nobody forced me to do it. Nobody making me do it.
You weren't.
It was more.
Were you trafficked or forced into doing it?
I was never forced. None of that. Like, nobody ever forced me to do anything. It's just I didn't have nowhere else to be at. None of that. Like I said, I'm from way out there. So when I used to think of that as you're taking care of me, so like, of course I knew how to do what I was doing. I know the game, I know, but like I started having to realize, especially when I got pregnant, like, okay, I can't keep doing this. If I want to be by myself, I got to move around how like somebody grown would. Like, I can't just.
You've grown up very fast.
Yeah, I can't just go outside and be making money and doing all that. And then people already know really who I am at that. And so I don't want, nothing to happen to my baby or nothing happen to me because I want to put myself in danger, So
well, that's a very dangerous lifestyle that you were living.
Yeah, but I got through it. There's nothing bad about it. I'm not gonna say it's nothing bad about it, but it's just.
Did you enjoy it? Was it? A lot of the girls get addicted to that lifestyle, and they almost seem to like. It
started to get addicted. I'm not gonna lie. It did start to get addicted because you got so much different people and drama and so much different stuff going on. And then, you got the men, you got all that at once. Fast money, like, but it's just for the right people at the right time. It's not necessarily for just anybody. It can be for anybody, but it's not.
What was the hardest part for you?
After me getting raped was more the hardest part for me because, like I said, nobody was ever forcing me to do nothing, so I never had to worry about getting away from anybody. But the hardest part was getting raped and being held at gunpoint. That's the only. I think I mentioned that before, but
gunpoint from a trick.
Yeah.
The rape was from a pimp.
Yeah.
But the being robbed or being held at gunpoint was from a trick.
Yeah, that was from a trick when I first started.
Is it the excitement and the danger of it that makes it addicting for girls?
I feel like it's just the fast money and the building, and some people do get somewhere in life doing that. Like, not everybody just turns into a crackhead or turns into something that they wasn't before. Like, some people really shine from this stuff and end up being real, like, stunner girl. She's one of the girls that probably was prostituting, and she was, and look at her now. She popping, period.
What have you learned from doing that?
I learned that there's other ways to make money. That's not the only way to make money, and it's definitely not. It's dangerous, yeah, but I'm so brave. I can't say it's dangerous to me. Like, all I can say is, like, it happened, like, but.
I mean, I would recommend. You certainly have courage and bravery.
Yeah,
beyond
nothing ever scared me. I always felt protected. I always had a shield over myself while I was out there.
I would just find something better to apply your courage and bravery toward.
Yeah, like, pretty soon, I'm gonna have a book. Y'all gonna be able to read my book.
Yeah, your life would be a great story.
Because I've been through a lot, even more than, what y'all have heard about me or what I've told y'all. It's way much more than that. Like, my life, it's not a bad life, it's just an interesting life. My life is real interesting. Like, something new happens every day. So
are you still working as a prostitute?
Okay, so I've only worked one time. I went to Pomona, and I was only out there, like, at least, I say 5 minutes, like, walking at least 5 minutes.
That was recently?
This was, like, at least last week. And I was out there with a friend, and Vice jumped out on us. And we all just started running. Usually, I really don't run. I really just, end up telling them, okay, let's get this over with, because y'all gonna be chasing me down.
You've been arrested before.
Yeah, so, but this time I ran because I seen everybody else running, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go too, but I ran and ended up passing out.
You passed out?
They tackled me while pregnant, everything. They didn't know who I was though yet, so I feel like that's why they did that, because I was still running. Like, I kept going, like, so they tackled me, and then they tased me on my hand right here. And then the police officer that did it got in trouble because he didn't know my age. I was pregnant. You can't do that. So after that happened, I don't know. Like I said, the system don't care. Like, they don't care. So I left. Because all I'm trying to do is get home. I'm not trying to, stay in the placements and all that.
But you ended up working again for what reason?
Yeah. One, I was hungry. Needed clothes.
You're hungry.
I was hungry. I needed clothes, and my friend she was influencing me a lot to she was like, oh, she wanted me to go out there with her because basically she didn't want to go out there by herself. So I went with her.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, I went with her, knowing it was stupid. Because as soon as I got out there, God told me no.
Are you religious?
Yeah, I mean, I believe in my ancestors. I believe in my spirit, and I believe in that anything that you say or do or want in life, or whatever you want in life, you have to do it, or you have to, I don't know, I just feel like you have to do everything yourself. You have to love yourself. That's what I feel like. If you want.
God helps those that help themselves.
Yeah, you gotta love you before anybody else loves you for you, you know? Because it's not, you gotta love yourself first.
You're a very wise 14-year-old.
Yeah, I know.
As I was telling you in the car, it's like most parents would not want this kind of experience, this knowledge that you have for their 14-year-old, for their young teenage daughter. But the knowledge that you have, I think, it's very unique. And I think that
get it from my mama.
You're smart, you're clever, you're strong, you're courageous. You have a lot of great qualities.
Yeah.
You just kind of got on the
wrong track. And I'll never go back to that life. Let me not say I wouldn't go back to that life ever again, because I don't know what will happen in the future or where I'm at from now, but I know right now I'm on a good track and I'm trying to stay on the same track. I'm not just trying to get home. That's it. I got a baby to have now. Want to make sure she's safe. So.
What advice would you give to a girl who's 4 or 5 years older than you, who's thinking about getting into this life, or somebody who's your age?
For somebody that's my age, if you gonna do it, I feel like you should stay distance when you do it. Don't do it around everybody, you know. Or if you're gonna do it, don't tell your business. Like, make sure you keep everything, you know.
So your attitude is it's kind of okay.
Now, unless somebody's taking care of you and you really need that help, let them know what they're dealing with, because not letting them know what they're dealing with, anything can happen. You know, it's already a life that everybody can't live. So make sure you tell the truth, be honest.
Do you think it's an okay lifestyle for some girls?
Some girls, that's up to them. You know, like however they got in the game is how they got in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed so many now that there are a handful that just like, it seems to be okay, and they don't seem to be depressed, or they don't seem to be troubled.
It's just depend on who you're with, and who you're around. Like, you can't be around a bad energy or a bad person and then expect everything to be good, because it's not. Y'all got to be on the same mindset.
Tell me what your opinion is of pimps, or your thought of pimps, because there's many different types of pimps. First off.
Like you said, there's many different types.
Did you have a pimp, or do you have a hoe hustler? A gang member hoe hustler?
Right. There's so many pimps that are gang members and so many pimps that are...
I call them all pimps, but some are clearly just gang members that are hustling girls, and other ones are like the Bishop or Sharp.
You know, the pimps that are doing what they have to do for their... I don't see nothing bad about them either. You know, everybody has a struggle in life, and I feel like a pimp and a hoe is just somebody that's two people that are building together and elevating together. I don't feel like there's nothing bad wrong with it. It just depends on what situation you're in, because you could be in a bad situation and I'll be like, you need to move away from that girl. But
I think that subculture of pimps and hoes is one of the most misunderstood subcultures.
It's more of elevating and building. And
I'm not saying it's good, but it's very misunderstood.
Yeah, people think it's.
I don't think it's as evil and bad as.
Yeah, it's not. People think nobody's.
But it can be at the same time.
It can be,
because a lot of the gang members.
That's why I said it depends on who you're dealing with.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, if you're a real hoe that like that. Go out there and do your stuff and do what you gotta do, and you got somebody that's helping you get there, and he want to see you be great and see you elevate and see you make it to the top, and y'all both make it to the top, then y'all good. You know, it's something. Why stop it?
I've met some I've interviewed, some I have not interviewed, who I know very well now, they're doing the right thing by their girls. I mean, yes, their girls are doing what you were doing at one point, but but they're not exploiting anybody. They're elevating, as you said. You know, you have to understand this is a culture that these girls come from very few opportunities. They didn't go to college. A high school education wasn't going to really benefit them.
Yeah, they dropped out or.
Yeah, and it's like they come from the streets, and he's doing the best thing by them. And I think it's misunderstood because it's so kind of hidden, and a lot of people don't understand the streets anyway. So
yeah, a lot of
that's
people
why it's
don't.
misunderstood. But I would say not all pimps and hoes are as bad as people like to
It's not.
stereotype them.
It's really not.
So your mom's excited to see you come home?
Yeah, she's really excited. Once I get down there, we're gonna start doing, more for the baby.
Are you excited to see your sister?
Yeah, I'm excited to see her.
Your sister's different than you, I take it, right?
She way different than me. Way two different people.
Thank God for your mom's probably, having two of you would be very tough.
Yeah, we're two different. Me and my little sister are two different people, honestly.
And it wasn't like you guys were raised that differently, right? Probably raised exactly the same. It's just
But
there's something in your personality that led you down this path, and
she's more the, no, don't do that. No.
she's more cautious.
Yeah, she's more the, why are you doing that? Or she don't like going nowhere. She likes staying. She Aquarius. She don't.
So you're very bold.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio.
Where do you think you got that from?
My dad.
Your dad.
I wouldn't say my dad I get my boldness from, actually. I would say myself. I feel like I'm just bold, period. Cause my mom not really bold. She bold, but she not bold like I am. I'm bold.
Yes, you are. Do you think for yourself? I mean, you don't really listen to other people. You just do what Harmony wants to do.
When it comes to certain stuff. But as far as my mind and how I think, I just feel like that's how I'm going to be. That's how I'm thinking, unless something need to change, I'm going to make sure it changes no matter what I think, because I have a struggle with that too. But
I think you're amazing. You're one of the most fascinating people I've interviewed.
Yeah.
For all kinds of different reasons.
A lot of people say I'm like sunshine and darkness, and I'm like a light that just came out of nowhere and just brightened everybody up. But I don't be knowing how, because it'd be like me, I'll just be chilling.
No, I think you're very, very special. I think you're going to do some great things in your life. And you'll even take what you just did on your 13th year of life and probably turn it into something great one day. Mm-hmm. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
And I see you changing the direction of your life very clearly, very easily. And I hope you continue with that. And I hope your baby is great. And I hope you're happy as can be.
She's coming 3 months from now.
I'm excited for you.
Yep, I'm ready too.
All right, Harmony. Well, thank you for coming back. I'm flying you back to Kansas City after this, right?
Yeah, you are.
And,
you gonna fly me back.
I hope you don't have to come back to LA.
Me either, because I'm tired of this. But if
I think you should be home with your
at least
family.
my child gonna be out there safe. That's all I care about. But I'm going out there to hide this baby. They're not gonna stop me. I'm sorry.
Good for you.
Now, if I gotta come back and do what I gotta do, then okay.
Excellent. All right, Harmony. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. During that first video, you just told me that you were kind of lying partially because you had a pimp.
Yeah, at the time, and I didn't want nothing to happen to me, or need to get anything to happen to me, because at the time when you're supposed to be doing one thing, I was doing a whole nother different thing, but when you found out, it was later on in life. So
because I've done so many of these interviews now with different girls, and they all tell me they don't have pimps, but I know they do. Very often they do.
I feel like
why would a girl have a pimp?
I feel like,
because
I don't really understand why.
You give him all of the money
and you don't get none of it back. If you really know a lot about what you come from and who you are and what men come from, you would know if you're working for a man or a pimp or anything like that, any man came from a woman. So if men is supposed to be out there working for the women.
That's the way it works in most of the culture, most of the world.
So I be confused sometimes, why give a pimp all your money? It don't make sense to me, but
a lot of women seem to fall for it.
Some girls just do it because it's more than just whatever they got going on, more than just pimping and hoeing. But I feel like if a girl is giving a guy her money, she's really knows what she's doing with it. If a girl's giving a guy her money, he knows what he's doing with it. I hope so. I hope he's.
But she's not gonna get it when you go separate ways.
That's why it's called stay down. You know, for your crown, stay down for.
What does that mean?
That means stay down and stay with your folks, and you know, don't go nowhere because it's all gone.
Oh, don't leave! Don't leave and go to another pimp.
Yeah.
Because you'll lose all the money.
No, because you have to start all over again.
And rebuild your little nest egg.
Yep.
That he controls.
Yep.
And you're probably not going to get in the end. It's like
keep moving and moving and moving. You're not going to get nowhere.
Yeah, but it's the worst investment.
That's how you get stressed out, get on drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, once a girl knows that she's probably not going to get all that money she's sold her ass for all that time, that would make me want to smoke crack too.
I think every hoe knows though that they're not going to get no, like, you don't get. I mean, I don't know.
Why do you think women do it?
It's different. Either
why they hook up with the pimp?
I feel like it's either because they want to and they really love that life, or they just struggling in life, or they're just going through stuff.
They never had the guidance to know
by that person, or you know, or they never had guidance, or never had the right attention or anything like that when they were little.